Alright, video game warriors, welcome back to our Lies of P comprehensive walkthrough series. Hopefully you're doing alright. This is episode 3. Let's get cracking. We've got a fair bit to get through here. So we have a boss fight coming on up. We've got some quests to hand in as well. Be careful here because you can get overwhelmed quite easily. There's a fair few enemies knocking around in this section, so just be careful. Yes, we've got some quests to hand in that we started in the previous episode. We have our first kind of like official lie coming on up as well. So we're going to be doing a lie playthrough, so every option that we go for is going to be a lie. That will essentially, that affects like a hidden humanity stat. So we're going to be cracking through that. This boss that's coming on up in a minute is quite a spicy boss. It's quite a spicy boss. We do have the option to summon in a spectre, which is like an NPC sort of like helper in the fight if you want to. In this walkthrough series, I'm not going to be using spectres or anything like that, but feel free to. We're just going to grab this shortcut just here real quick. We'll use that in just a moment. With a lot of bosses on games like this, like Souls-like games and Soulsborne games, if you don't want to put the difficulty down, then one option that you have is just grind experience points, or ergo in this case. So if, say for example, you're fighting a boss and you're stuck on, you know, you've done like 55 attempts and you're like mega stuck, then one thing you could do is just spend like 20 minutes, half an hour just smashing through loads of enemies and then just grinding ergo or grinding experience points. We just picked up a key item here, which is a broken baby puppet. So make sure to grab that, that's important. But yeah, they generally are experience points or currency, but obviously in this game called Ergo, I've got text here as well, I'm just going to spam through that. We've got a message on the tree, will you be my friend? So you could grind experience points for 20 minutes or so. Keep forgetting about the puppet string, that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. There we go, block that. Our fable is full. If your fable was not full, I would say go to the hotel and then do that fable trick that I showed you in the previous videos to get all of your fable back. We've got a puppet destroyer's amulet. This is placed here on purpose, so this boss that we're about to fight is a puppet. So you ideally want to have this on. It just increases damage that you do to puppet enemies, and obviously we're about to fight a puppet enemy, so that comes in really useful. Normally puppets are weak to electric, but this puppet is actually electric, so it's definitely not weak to electric. I don't think, as far as I know, you can't cast the electric status ailment on this boss. This just talks about star fragments, so these things here are used for summoning, I think they're called spectres, into the boss arena. So you'd use a star fragment on this, then go into the boss arena, and that would essentially bring the ally into the fight and help you through the boss fight. What I was saying about electric on this boss, technically speaking, you can throw these electric cells at him, which is fine, and it does do damage. It just doesn't do like a massive amount of damage. So I wouldn't use, the only scenario where I would use loads of those throwing cells is like, say for example you fought the boss for ages and he's got a couple of hits left, you've got no pulse cells, and you can probably make a guess that like 3 or 4 of these throwing cells might finish him off and win the fight. If that's the scenario, then throw the things into his face to finish off the fight. This one is a bit of a spicy one, like I said before, so if you need to grind out some levels, go for it. Or don't forget you can change the difficulty setting to easy if you want to do that. It's entirely up to you. I've just dropped back to this Stargazer because I'm just going to make sure we've used our levels and stuff like that. So I'm going to probably just pop all the points onto health here, to be totally fair. I think that should be fine. So I'm just going to whack everything onto health. Don't forget you can press R3 if you want to pop any of those bad boys. There you can pop those for some extra levels if you want to. In fact, I think I've just talked myself into using some. Let's have a look. Maybe one extra level should do, perhaps. Yeah, let's go for it. I talked myself into doing it. So we might use some throwables on this fight, we might not. It kind of just depends how the fight goes. Don't forget we've got Fable Catalysts and we've got the Legion magazines as well. So you could potentially use some Fable Catalysts if you wanted to spam them. Obviously we're going to be recording this like in just one take, so this fight could go really well. Or it could also go terribly. So we'll jump into the boss arena and we'll see how it goes. I'll try and point out as many attacks and stuff as I can do. I'm going to skip this cutscene here as well. So a lot of his attacks in phase 2, what will happen is he'll do an attack, and then sometimes after that attack there's also electric that kind of like sort of like bursts out of the floor. That's not in the first phase of the fight, but it's in the second phase of the fight. So let's jump in. See what he's got for us. So if in doubt, just hold block. You can always use your guard regain. Ideally, you want your perfect parry. He's going to use Fable there. Perfect parry. I'm being cautious of stamina here as well. That one, his arms kind of like spin around a few times first. Up top. I've got a stance break there, charged R2, then we did a fatal attack. It's probably going to phase change soon, so even though this is not going to do much more damage, I'm going to put this on anyway to see if it pumps out a little bit extra. So this is what I mean about the electric. Just be careful at this point because this is where it goes a little bit crazy. I think that's a grab, so be careful of that one. Fury attack, you can only perfect parry it. Need to be careful here. So the electric here will sort of like burst out of the floor after the attack. If you take a look at the floor there, it's a little bit faster in this phase by the looks of it. 2 swings on that one. Watch out for the electric. A few pokes, that's the grab. I'm going to try for a charged R2. Managed to get it. A few cheeky pokes in the side. Don't get too greedy. We could also potentially throw thermite here as well. Watch out for the electric burst. A little bit late there on the block. I'm going to heal up. Play it safe. A few pokes. If in doubt, hold block. Let's see if we can get in some thermite. Does decent damage, not amazing damage. We could use a Fable Catalyst, potentially finish him off with the Fable. Try it. There we go. So that is that. Hopefully we managed to show you like most of the bits and bobs there. It is a little bit spicy. as you can tell. It's a bit intense there. I'm going to rest at the Stargazer. But yeah, if you've got any questions or anything about that, then feel free to let us know in the comments. If you want to ask anything specific about the boss, then feel free to do so. There is a quest item over here, so we're going to head over to this bench, press on this, and we're going to pick up the whistle. Then we're going to, I think we'll hand in the quests first. So if you on this game, it kind of helps you find the NPCs and stuff that you need. So if you look, it shows you like little symbols and pictures and stuff. Like if somebody has like a conversation thing to show you, or if there's a quest that's available and stuff. So you can see there that we can head over to that particular Stargazer, and that's gonna help us hand in those quests. If these videos are helping you and stuff, Video Game Warriors, then definitely give the video a like. It massively helps out with all the YouTube algorithm type stuff. You know, pop a comment, pop the video a like, and all that good stuff. Share the video. You know, tell people it's good. Pop it on social media and stuff like that. It does genuinely help out, so thank you so much. So all we're doing here is just sort of like retracing our steps from that Stargazer down to this NPC. Just going to make sure this guy's not following me. No, I think we're good. So yeah, you can go up to this window again, and now we've got the quest item. So go to the bag. It's usable items, which I think is down at the bottom. Press the whistle, press use, blow the whistle, and then that kind of like finalizes that quest line there. Little side quest. So that is that one. Let's head back up. And then we've got to hand in the second quest. This particular quest is like the lie or truth option. This is like the first kind of official lie or truth option. So like I mentioned before, we're going to be doing a complete 100% lie option. So be careful not to spam here too much, because you don't want to spam the wrong button. So yeah, wait till you get the option, and then you want to say she's a cute baby. So that's the lie option that we're gonna choose.
That's right.
There we go. So you get a record there called Feel and Vivid Ergo Fragment. So that talks about records as well. We'll cover that in just a Moski. So, in fact, I think we do need to go back to the hotel, so we could probably cover it now, I think. Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, let me know how you're getting on with Lies of P Video Game Warriors. Hopefully you're having fun playing through. Let me know if it's your first time or your first Souls-like and all that good stuff. So at the hotel, I'm not going to play through the records because you have to sit and listen to the whole thing. But basically, it says there that you can like listen to records to increase Pinocchio's humanity level. So you can go in here and start playing these. So what I tend to do is wait until later on in the game to listen to them. You have to listen to the whole thing as well. So like a progress bar will show, and then you have to like listen to the whole song, and then you'll know if it's worked because the song will end and like the autosave symbol will sort of like come up in the top right corner. Autosave, we should be able to get one by doing this. If you go to a Stargazer and then drop that, you just saw it up there. So it autosaves like very, very often. So you'll know if it's registered the song complete because you'll see the autosave after it's done. So we defeated another boss, which could trigger different dialogue options and stuff with the NPCs. So just spam through the NPC dialogue. I think Geppetto will also be up top. So we probably should go talk to Geppetto as well. Once again, you can drop in here, hold down block, fills all the fable bars, I'm going to talk to you, Jenny. So she'll give us the other puppet. Sorry, not the other puppet arm. The other like Legion arm. So you can change that if you want to. The one that's just given us is like an electric type one, so you can use that. That's quite good against puppets, but I tend to stay with the puppet string at most of the playthrough. There's some talk options here available to us, so I'm going to spam that. So press about Vanini and ask for something else. Assemble weapon. You now have the option to like assemble your own weapon if you want to. I don't tend to mess around with that, but you can do if you want. It's entirely up to you. We can't upgrade the rapier for now, so we'll just leave it. And we can't alter the handles just yet either, so we'll leave that as well. What we might be able to do, we've got another talk option here, which is about stalkers, so you can spam through that if you want to as well. Well, I would recommend spamming through the dialogue options to progress quests. So make sure to look out for any dialogue options that you've not pressed, and then press the dialogue options. He's also got 2 quartz available to buy. So I think we'll buy. Yeah, we'll buy the quartz. Let's grab those. You can also check how many quartz you've got if you go to your bag and then press R1. It's the materials section up here. Enhancement materials. So let's head on up. I think you also need to talk to Geppetto because I think he's got like a key that like unlocks the next area of the game, so that obviously is quite important. So once again, I'm just going to spam through this. But yeah, feel free to watch that stuff if you want to. I've seen it a few times, so it's all good. So this basically, it gives us the key here so we can progress through the main game, and it talks about the P organ. You might be able to spam some dialogue out of him here as well. Feel free to go for it, like so. Make sure to try and exhaust all those, and if you want to sort of like use the P organ type stuff, you sit in this chair. So let's take a look at what we can do. I tend to lean towards certain things, but obviously in your playthrough do whatever you want with these quartz, or you can feel free to follow along with me if you want to as well. So link dodge is like super useful. It just improves the dodge like a lot. It's kind of like a double dodge, but the second dodge is just better in general. You've also got increased pulse cells, which I tend to go for as well. We've currently got 4 quartz, so I might as well go for both of these. So there's 2 things on each of these. So basically how this works is if you wanted to get the pulse cell increased by 1, which is what's being advertised here, you would need to put 2 quartz to unlock that thing. So you need to put 1 there and 1 there, and then same again there. You need to put 1 there and 1 there to get link dodge. As you progress, it costs more, so that would cost 3 quartz, 3 quartz, and 4 quartz. So that's how that works. But then when you actually insert the quartz, you get to choose a particular buff as well. So obviously try and put this on certain things that kind of play into your build. So I mean, fable attacks are always useful. Stagger duration is useful. We use quite a lot of guard regain, so I'll probably go for guard regain here to be totally fair. So I'm pressing L1 and R1 to flick through these types at the top. Perfect guard charges. So charges fable when perfect guard is successful. Increases ergo upon eliminating an enemy. That's really useful because it just builds up over time as you play through. Increases throwing object possession limit by 1. So what we'll do here is I'm going to go ergo, increase ergo upon eliminating enemy. I'm going to use another item 1, which is increase throwing object possession limit on that one there. And then on this one, we're going to go enhance guard, regain, recovery. So I think that said, was to say, enhance guard, regain, recovery when attacking enemies, which is like super useful. And now we've put 2 in there, we've now got an extra pulse cell, which is awesome. And then on this one, what can we go for? Fatal attack, pulse cell charge. That's a discharge pulse cell. Lowers damage when discharged. Lowers damage while dodging. That is quite useful. Might go for stagger duration. Enhance the attack of Fable Arts. Yeah, let's go for enhance Fable Arts. Because Fable Arts is powerful as it is, and we're basically just supercharging it with that thing, so let's go for that. Okay, so we've used 4 quartz, and we've now unlocked like phase 2 of the P organ, so we'll look at those a little bit later. But yeah, in general, that's that. That's kind of like how the P organ works. You can reset stuff later on. You can't do it right now, but as you play through, you'll get the chance to like reset P organ stuff a few times. So don't worry too much, but each time you do like a stat reset or a P organ reset or something like that, it costs more and more gold coins each time. So you get these things called gold coins a little bit later. But yeah, don't worry about that for now. I'll cover that when we get to that type of thing. So other than that, I think that's everything done in the hotel. Let's have a look at if anything's popping up on here. Will do. So Quartz City Hall Courtyard. So yeah, we should be good to go for that. We've also got riddles coming up as well. So you get a riddle question, and one of the answers is essentially correct, and the other answer is incorrect. If you get the correct answer on the riddle, you are rewarded with a key, and those keys can be quite useful because in those hidden rooms or in those locked rooms, you can sometimes get quartz, and that's like the main thing that we're looking for really, but there's other stuff as well, but mainly quartz, because that's what makes us like super powerful. So other than that, we're going to head towards Vanini Works, and this is you needed the key to get through this section here. Make sure to pop on through here, and we shall get started. So this is kind of like slice and dice territory. Just you know, smash your way through as per. So we'll work our way through here. Don't forget that we also put on the Puppet Destroyer's amulet, so just double check that you've got Puppet Destroyer's amulet on. That will help massively in this section because there is a lot of puppets, as you can see. Let's jump on through. It's going to puppet string this enemy towards us, or not. You can stay down there, that's fine. This one instead. A couple of different ways we can go here. So let's clear this area out. Let's take a look. There's an enemy that fell down there. In fact, I think we'll probably go that way. Yes, I was going to say we'll go that way first because there's someone that throws stuff. So let's jump on down here. Take that guy out first. Or not. I totally forgot about the breakable wood thing there. There we go. There was an extra enemy up there, but I don't think they are following us. Yeah, we might as well. Just in case they decide to join the party a little bit later, we'll take them out. So I just jumped there. I don't think I've mentioned about jumping just yet. But essentially, if you're sprinting, you can push in L3, the left thumbstick, and you can do a jump. Like so. In Souls-like games and stuff, I'll be honest, you know, jumping is not always too great. It's a bit funky. It's a bit like hit and miss. But yeah, in some places you will need to actually use that jump, so let's watch out for it. Another throwing enemy over here, so I'm going to go and take him out first. I think there might be an item tucked away around here, so let's grab that as well. And the riddle thing is coming up in just a sec, so prepare for thy riddle. This enemy can pack a punch. He's very similar to the other enemy that we fought before, but he's got a giant wheel on his back, as you can probably see. There we go. So we got a few perfect parries in there, so we put him into the staggerable state. Did a charge R2, staggered him, no fatal attack. You can just back up to avoid that. This guy has a lot of health. There we go. I think his enemy just pops up here, so just watch out. I'm going to try for puppet string, but they don't seem to want to play ball. There we go. So that is that. I think that's that area kind of sorted. We got all the bits and bobs from there, as far as I'm aware. So we can pop on forward, and we've got the riddle coming up in just a sec on the right hand side. Take that guy out. There's quite a lot of enemies around here that throw stuff, so just be like super careful not to get overwhelmed here, because it is easy to get overwhelmed in that particular section. So this is the riddle, so I've got to be careful not to spam. There's an item behind there as well. Got to be careful not to spam here. Let's wait for the question. The answer here is human, so press human. So that's that, and it'll get us a Trinity key, which we will use a little bit later in the playthrough. There we go, so that is that. Also, Video Game Warriors, I have developed and released my own video game. It's called Loki the Lynx 2D platformer collectathon. It's available to play and available to buy right now. Please do check it out. I'll leave a link in the video description and a link in the pinned comment for Loki the Lynx. So let me know if you do go check it out, and let me know what you think to it. Thank you very much if you do. Right, let's crack on forward. Puppet string is quite useful here, so there's a bunch of... Oh, we don't have it. I've done it again. Every time puppet string. So puppet string is quite useful here. You can pull the enemies away from this bridge, because it's quite easy to get overwhelmed, like I say, so try and pull them away from each other before running straight in. Got two just join the party there. That's what I mean, so like if you just run straight through, you could have like 5 or 6 enemies all at the same time, which obviously is not ideal. So just be careful as you kind of like work your way through that section. Let's head on up. Just follow this round. Let's go. So we've got Vanini Works coming up now. This area is quite large. A few sort of like mini bosses. It's got like there's a mini boss NPC that's kind of like hidden away as well. So we'll be defeating that hidden NPC. I'll grab this Stargazer. Also, Video Game Warriors, we have just released some new Video Game Warrior merch. T-shirts and mugs and stuff like that. So feel free to check out the t-shirts and the mugs. Bag yourself one of those bad boys. You can find a link to that in the video description, or you can grab it at my website, which is Azzavhar.com. And I think for this particular episode here, Warriors, we will wrap this one up. So do pop the video a like. Massively appreciated if you do. Thank you so much. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're getting on with Lies of P. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.